What's up everybody, Teancum here with Sew Yeah Quilting. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how you make this modern ribbon quilt. Let's get started. Before we dive right on into the cutting instructions, let's talk a little bit about the fabric. This quilt does not take very many SKUs or very many different fabrics. You need 1 yard of 2 different prints, and your background fabric you'll need 2 yards of. From there, let's go into the cutting instructions. For the next quilt that I'm making, I've got these greens and yellows. I've got some white here as well. Now, what you need to do is cut 10-inch squares out of both the blue-green I have here, the yellow, and our whites here. Now, I've already gone ahead and pre-cut down some of my fabric, so let me show you what I'm using here today. And these are just some 10-inch squares that I've cut out. And we're going to be making half square triangles out of these 2 sets. Now, to make the quarter square triangles, we're going to use a little bit bigger block, and you're going to want to cut out some 11 by 11, so just an inch bigger here. But let's just focus for a second on the 10 by 10s. What our next thing is that we like to do, flip them over so they're right sides together. Same on this side. Get a ruler, take out your marking pen, and we're going to be marking corner to corner here. We're going to do the same on this side. And the other direction as well. Now that we have these marked, it's on over to the sewing machine. We're going to be sewing a 1/4 inch seam on both sides of our marked lines here. And when you're doing this, you can even chain piece these, so that's what I'm going to do here real quick. Switch it around, do the other side. I'm going to cut that, and obviously since I chain piece, my pieces are still connected. I'm going to just take the strands off here, and we're going to sew the other pieces now. Now I'm going to bring these back over to the cutting board, and we have our half square sewn. All it's time to do left is cut these. We're going to grab our ruler again. I prefer cutting these with ruler and rotary cutter. Some people like to do it with scissors. It's up to you. But I'm going to cut one there and cut one here as well. Then I'm going to cut one right through the middle. Make sure I'm lined up here. And then going the other direction as well. This will give us 8 half square triangles, just like that. And once we open these guys up, we get our half square triangles. Now, there's a bunch of different ways to square up these half square triangles. And before I get too far ahead of myself, we're going to do the exact same thing to this blue one here, but I won't do that on camera. Let me show you how we're going to square these up. Now, the traditional method is to open, press, use a square ruler, line up your lines, but they make a tool for this that we absolutely love. So they make a ruler to square up your half square triangle. It's an amazing ruler. It is called the Clearly Perfect Slotted Trimmer Ruler. And you can grab these down in the description below, just to let you guys know. But what you do is you lay down the ruler right on top. You line up your bottom edge of your fabric and your seam line, keeping everything straight with the ruler. You press it down. We're going to make 1 cut, 2 cuts, just like that. Now that has squared up our block, but it hasn't got rid of the dog ears. Now, to get rid of those, all we're going to do is there's a little slot right here in the side. We're going to just drop our rotary cutter in to the slot, which cuts off that little dog ear. Just like so. Then we have a perfectly square, half square triangle. Now, I'm going to do that to all my yellow ones, all my blue-green ones, and then we'll be right back. So, I've got all my half square triangles here cut to be 4.5 inches square. Now, we're going to put all of these aside and work on our other set of half square triangles. But instead of doing the whole thing all over again, I'll just give you a quick explanation here. We are going to take our fabrics just like we did before. These are 11 by 11 inch squares. Put them right sides together, mark our lines, and sew and cut exactly the same that we just did. But instead of squaring down to 4.5 inches, we're going to square down to 5-inch half square triangles, which I've already gone ahead and done for us here. So just a little size comparison here, that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. So we've got our 4.5s and our 5s. The reason why we're making these ones 5 is so that we can get this quarter square triangle block done. It's very simple to do. All we're going to do is take these, and you want the print sides to be on opposite ends of each other. So I've got my yellow here, blue here. Lay them down like so. Grab our ruler here and a pen, and we're going to mark corner to corner here as well. Now, we're going to sew on both sides of this line, which is going to give us 2 quarter square triangles. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and cut, spin it around the other direction, and sew the other side. And cut. Going to take a ruler here, just like we did on the last ones. Corner to corner, which then will give us 2 quarter square triangles. Now again, I'm going to go right back to this ruler here, the Clearly Perfect Slide trimmer ruler. Lay this down on my fabric and trim this now down to be 4.5 inches to match all of our other half square triangles we have today. Just like last time, we're going to knock off these edges as well. And line back up here, make sure we're square. Which would give us a perfectly square quarter square triangle. I'm going to keep repeating that process till I get all mine done, but let me show you how you put this block together. So it is now time to build our block. You'll need to take a couple seconds here because it is a little bit more of a tricky block than a normal quilt, but it's not too complicated here. What you're going to want to do when you're building this out is, let me just get it all here so I can show everyone. So your top yellow and your bottom yellow are exactly the same, they're just shifted over one place. The same with our side pieces here, are just shifted or mirror images of each other on the other side. Very simple block construction, but go ahead down in the description below. There is a free PDF download of all this. Go ahead and print that out, it'll help you out. Now it's time to sew this up. We're going to start with the middle row here. Just like so, put on the right side. Got our first pieces on there. We're going to just keep repeating this process to finish off our rows here. Finally, our top row, finishing this off. We don't need this block, correct? Correct. Okay. Now that we got all of our rows here sewn together, we're going to just flip them right sides on top of each other. And sew all the way down. And finally put on that top row. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and take this to my ironing board and get this all ironed out and show you what it looks like. And just like that, our block is complete. I already went ahead and did the rest of my quilt top. Let me show you what that looks like. This has been a super fun and fast project to make, and I'm going to finish off this project by taking this across the building to our in-house laundry to have it finished. As some of you may have realized, we did add a little border around this, and all we really did was use up our half square triangles and some of our leftover background fabric. Now, if you've liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't be afraid to share it with your friends. As always, we are going to leave instructions on how to make this down in the description below. Also, we do have kits for both of these quilts, so go ahead and check out those links down in the description. As always, guys, my name's Teancum. I'm teaching how to sew like a pro. We'll see you here next week at Sew Yeah Quilting.